Hey, welcome back to Milton Homes, and as always, Chuck here. Got 9 properties today, so a bit of a shorter list. And so we're going to start off with 553 Faro Point. The first 2 are Mattamy Village towns. They're 3 stories. They're back to back, so they don't really have a backyard. They just have a front yard with a balcony. And so this one here is the Woodbine model. It's 1356 square feet. There's nice finishes here. You've got your moldings on the cabinets, backsplash under cabinet lighting. It reminds me a lot of one of the ones we just sold for right around this price. So I think they chose a good price, competitive. It's relatively new, so there shouldn't be a lot of issues. That's actually the room on the main floor. So you've got garage. Laundry's kind of in the transition between the first and second floors, but you've got a little room here, and then you also have your furnace and water tank. Second level is kitchen, living, dining, very open concept, and then the third level is they actually didn't even put the number of rooms. Bedrooms right here is blank. However, there's 2 down in the measurements part, so it's the 2-bedroom, 3-washroom version, which is my favorite because you actually have 2 decent sized rooms, plus you have 2 washrooms, so even if somebody bought it and had a roommate, each person could have their own bathroom. Anyway, this one here on Schreier is a little bit smaller, probably about 70 square feet smaller, but it is an end unit. They do tend to kind of float in a similar price range. I don't know if the photos really do a great job of showing this one. They're kind of low res, and they don't really show how big the rooms are. Same kind of thing with this one is that it's not showing the bedrooms, but if you go down here, there's 1, 2, 3. They are a little bit smaller rooms when you go into the 3-bedroom version of this one, and then you only have 1 full bathroom up on that on the top floor. So those models have gone up in the 380s. I'm not sure that this one will be able to, but let's see what happens. So Hamilton is 389, and it seems really underlisted. This same model has sold up in the 420s like recently, like very recently, 415, 420, one at 430 actually. So it looks nice inside. The floors look good. Again, pictures are a little bit dark, but it's a good floor plan, and it seems like it's really underpriced. So I don't know if I didn't check to see if they're holding back on offers, but this would be one to get in as soon as possible because it is priced very, very well. Thompson is $399, perfect example. Semi-detached, 1380 square feet on the previous. Then you go to this one on Thompson. It's an inside town at 1275 square feet at $399. Now it has nice finishes, 2-car parking in the driveway, California shutters, you've got upgraded countertops, upgraded floors here. Everything looks good. I mean, typically these models aren't selling for this much, especially when you're on Thompson, which I think you should take a little bit of a hit for being on Thompson. Here's nothing with Mattamy Homes is that a lot of people don't realize this, but there's no direct connection between the garage and the backyard. So if you have to mow your lawn, the way it's set up is that your neighbors, you have a right of way over your neighbors to go through their yard in the back, maybe 2 or 3 feet, and bring your lawnmower into your backyard. So this is probably, in a row of 6 homes, this is probably home 3 or 4, so it's right in the middle. So there's no fence on this side, but you actually access your backyard through the other neighbors. You do have a complete right of way there. But even though it's freehold, that's almost like kind of a condo-like thing. And when people don't know that, you can see right here, there's no entrance from the garage. Some people will put a shed back there, especially if you're on this one, if you're in the inside unit, just to avoid going through the neighbors, because it's uncomfortable for them, it's uncomfortable for you, but it happens all the time. That's just the way they're built. The advantage is that you actually get a more open concept floor plan because you're not losing square footage to a little walkway between the garage and the backyard. So it's a plus minus thing. But I've seen agents that have brought buyers on our listings for Mattamy Townhouses, and it's like the clients don't even realize until they move in because the agent didn't tell them. That's why a local agent, somebody who really knows what they're doing, is always an advantage to you. Anyway, so it seems a bit high. Even if it was on a quiet side street, I'd say it's a little bit high. Thompson is probably going to make it a little bit more difficult for them to reach that price. This one on Collis is a little bit bigger than that one on Hamilton Crescent, the 1380 square foot one. And it looks like it has some kind of road influence right here. I don't know if the photos are really doing it justice. It's got a bigger backyard, 418.9. It's almost like you can say the big backyard and the busy street might cancel each other off in terms of value. And this one's around 1,500 square feet. Charlton Way is 429. You gotta love that street name, by the way. It's a Green Park home. They've got a bit of interlocking in the front. And so you've got pretty open concept main floor. It's a little more long and narrow than what you find with the Mattamy semis like the Hamilton Crescent one, but it looks like they've kept it well. It's a little bit of a deeper lot. You can work with those cabinets. You can stain these cabinets dark. That's wood. You can work with it. You can paint it like a light cream. And overall, I'd say this one is looking like it's priced within a fair range for what they're normally going for. So Brandon Terrace is $499. It's less than 2,000 square feet plus a finished basement. Now, if we go through the pictures here, it's kept very well. Really what you have is you've got just kind of a long room on the main floor, and then you have a kitchen. So that's basically your entire main floor, whereas when you have a wider lot like the Mattamy, then you'll find that you can there's different rooms. You can do dining room plus family room plus kitchen, but when they're a little bit more narrow, you don't have that kind of option all the time because you've got to fit the garage in the floor plan. You have 3 bedrooms upstairs plus a den, and the biggest thing that I think is going against it, obviously the finished basement. You have a deeper lot. It's 130 feet deep. However, that big fence means that the home is this one right here. So it is literally right beside the off-ramp for the 401, and the 401 is only going to continue to get busier. What's happening is they're actually going further and further west. So you saw the stuff happening with Huron, Ontario. That's starting to drift. So next will be Erin Mills, Winston Churchill, Trafalgar. By the time they get to James Snow, it's going to be in the future, but this is going to be a 12-lane road. Through Milton, the 401 is going to be 12 lanes, so that's something to definitely consider when you're buying a home like this, is it's not going to get any less busy the longer you live there. And for me, if you're paying $500,000, you have an option where you don't have to accept that location. The home looks nice, but it would definitely be a big red flag for me to have that constant 24 hours a day noise from the 401. We all have different values about buying a home, and one of mine is that I like really quiet spaces. I like to go to my home and feel like I'm in a peaceful spot. And even if that meant that I bought something like Hamilton or just another home, I would say, you know, I'd sacrifice a few hundred square feet to get in a location where I'm not getting that noise. So anyway, all personal preference. There's people that are going to look at that and say, hey, you know what? It's cool. I don't have neighbors beside me. I like that. Dimont is a Snowberry. It's a little less than 2,100 square feet. Nice layout. Really no formal living room, which is really a kind of a like the vestigial tail. Like it's like an appendix. So we don't really use it anymore. Most people don't. So you've got a decent sized dining room in the front, and then just a big kitchen and family room in the back. And they've got a backsplash here. They've got nice hardwood floors. There's lots of windows in this home. It's a very bright house, and they have 4 bedrooms upstairs. Overall, I'd say this one looks like it's in the right range compared to the other homes that have sold for around this price. So nice stuff. I like that one. It's a great floor plan. White is at $629. So if the one that we showed on Gallon for $649, this one is not, generally white isn't regarded at the same level as Gallon, but it's still a really nice street. Gallon's just probably in one of those kind of top 5 streets. Anyway, it's a very similar sized lot. This one's a little bit more shallow. It's in better shape, I think, inside compared to Gallon. 4 bedrooms, double car garage, pool, finished basement, and if it shows as well in person as it does in the pictures, I think that certainly looks like a very attractive price at $629, and it certainly gets my approval. Nice curb appeal, neutral on the outside. You've got a bit of landscaping, some trees in the back. It's all working, and that's a good price. Definitely nice. That's the list for today. If you have any questions, give us a call. If you want to come check out anything in this list, that's what we're here for, is to help you make good decisions when it's time to buy or sell. So have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.